Parker, and welcome to 2020 Bolingbrook. With me today is a fresh new face in the Democratic Party running for Will County Board District 9, Destinee Ortiz. Sit back, we're going to have a great interview for you. Hello and welcome to 2020 Bolingbrook. With me today is Destinee Ortiz, a fresh new face in politics. Destinee, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you for inviting me, Barbara.
You're welcome. I'd like to know a little bit about you. So can you tell me about your family? I know you're a young mom with kids and you're actually finishing your bachelor's degree. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So people are often shocked when they find out that I'm a mother of not only one or two, but three kids. I actually have a 9-year-old, a 4, almost 5-year-old, and a 9-month-old. So juggling those three with campaigning and school has been a lot, to say the least, but it's so fun because I love staying busy. And I love being able to show them what we can do in our community. My son is watching me every step of the way. He's telling his friends about it at school, how his mom's running for county board, got his teachers some of my literature. And so it's just really nice to have the whole family involved in this.
I think that makes a big difference for a successful campaign when the family's behind you.
Yes.
So the fact that your children are helping and everything, it's got to give you a lot of satisfaction with them.
It does, and I think it's really wonderful when we take them to the doors and we knock on the doors and the people come and they see that we got the kids out there and we're getting them involved and showing them how it's done. And so it really brings out a sense of community and a sense of family within our community because we have so many families in Will County and it's great.
Now, you're getting ready to graduate soon.
Yes.
So
yes.
you're getting your degree in political science?
Yes, I am. I'm so excited. I got 3 weeks to go, so I'm counting down and dealing with finals right now for 5 classes.
Wow.
So as soon as that's done, I will have so much time to get out there on the campaign trail and knock doors. It's one of the most fun things that I love doing about the campaign, so I just can't wait to be done with finals and to be able to get out there and talk to all the voters.
Now, when you have been out there getting signatures, what do you think some of the main concerns of your constituents? Because I know when I did petition signing, a lot of them just want to sign it and be done with it, but some of them say, well, what about this? Can you do this for us?
So this petition season was very hard. We were out there in 10-degree weather. So talking to people was hard. Getting them to sign was hard. They're not very happy opening their door and so cold and wanting to talk to us for very long. But one of the major things that I heard from people is that they're tired of crooked politicians. They don't really trust the government or who's in office, in light of the Madigan situation. We have so many people that we can't trust. And so they really are happy to see somebody who is just running because they want to make, their community better and not because they're being asked to by their political friends or, anything like that. Besides that, people really care about their water. They want clean water. They're concerned about the environment. All these warehousing coming in, not enough residential area, the taxes being extremely too high. And so just a bunch of different concerns coming from the doors.
Now, if you make it to the Will County Board, what do you think 1 or 2 of your top priorities are going to be once you get your feet wet on the board?
So my top priorities being an environmental activist would be to make sure that we move the county towards 100% renewable energy contracts with their county buildings. Right now they're at 75%. I think we can do a lot more than that. Again, with the environmental aspect, I think we can do so much towards making Will County green and bringing clean energy union jobs. I think that's one thing that I really want to see happen more. I was really excited to see Lion Electric come to Will County, and so I'd really like to see more of those things happen. But just ultimately making sure that our tax dollars are working for the people and making sure that our vote counts as people putting elected officials in office who care about what we have to say.
Well, I think you'll be in good hands because I know, at least with the current board, they have managed to reduce taxes. Well, it's not a big amount, but they have managed to reduce it a little bit while still maintaining a good level of service and building new buildings for us. Like we got our new courthouse and new coroner thing, and there's other things in the works, so that's a good plus. So
It is a good plus. One thing that I would like to say as far as that is that, I don't want to badmouth anybody, but the Democrats say that they're lowering taxes, at the same time implemented a gas tax for the residents of Will County, to which, all but one Democrat voted yes to, because it was a little bit of a fight on the county board, being that the residents don't want their taxes. And, we need to improve our roads. We understand that. But the fight about it is who should be paying for that? The truckers that are messing up our roads, or the people who aren't really messing up the roads. Their cars aren't messing up the roads. It's the heavy trucks that are coming in. It's the amount of heavy trucks that are coming in. And so we need to make sure that we're taxing the right people. So as far as the gas tax, I do believe we needed a gas tax, but Rachel Ventura was the one who fought for the property tax levy to be lowered. Yeah, so there was a tax levy, the property tax levy, that is assigned to the highway improvements. She was fighting to make sure that that was lowered, but nobody else was agreeing to that, and so consequently everybody had to pay for the gas tax, which I don't think is fair. But again, that's something that I would be fighting for, is to make sure that the big companies are paying what they should be and that we're not footing all of the bill.
Well, I mean, I think everybody should pay their fair share, even as individuals. I mean, I use the highway too. Mm-hmm. To me, it's always strange. Since moving here, they talked about how they had toll roads. Mm-hmm. But once the road was fully paid for, they were going to reduce it. But they haven't done that. Mm-hmm. But the road constantly needs maintenance. But they've upped the tolls, and I think that's probably the nature of the beast. And so as an individual, I don't drive as much as I used to, but I still use the road. So for me personally, I don't mind paying my fair share to use the road and to make sure that they're safe for me to be on when I'm driving. Mm-hmm. I would hate to be driving with family members in the car and you hit a pothole and you go flipping over or something like that at the same time, even though a trucker may have had something fall off their truck and that made the pothole, but regardless, I still would like the road to be safe.
Yes, of course.
For everyone.
Yes, of course. We need safe roads. But the question is, what is our fair share? And are we paying our fair share, or are we paying more than that? And so
that could be a FOIA request. And we'd both find out then.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Destinee, I understand that you have attended some of the Will County Board meetings.
Yes, via Zoom. They do it over WebEx, which is very nice.
But they're back in person now.
Yeah, so they're back in person. The board members meet in person, but the public is allowed to watch via WebEx.
So that's still allowed, okay.
Yes. We're not allowed to go there yet, so still convenient for me.
It's nice to know that you're looking at it with your eyes wide open going into it. You're not just running and you have no clue as to what's going to happen when you get in. You've been on these calls, getting a little working knowledge of what's going on. So
yes, I learn every day, and I think that's one thing that I like about running for this campaign, running for the seat most, is that I'm learning every day. And so there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know that the Will County Board does. The Will County Board meets a lot of times in a month. Their meetings often go for a few hours a day, and so it's a lot of things that they do, more than just the highway maintenance. One of the things that I'm advocating for is for the cannabis tax dollars to be reinvested, to make sure that it's going to where it's needed most. Another thing that I want to see happen in Will County is for us to get a public broadband option for internet services, because, as we've seen in the pandemic, people need internet. And it's one of the things that we see is very useful for us going to school, having to do work from home, and all of this other things. So it's very important that everybody is able to have the access that they need as far as internet.
Well, you mentioned that. I'm glad you did, because we live in an area where we have it, but in southern Will County and other places to the west a little more, you don't have that option. They have satellite service and everything, and that must have been terrible during the pandemic, because even here in Bolingbrook, when I drove to pick something up, I went past the library, and there was cars parked in our library accessing their free Wi-Fi so their kids could be at school.
Yeah, so my mom, she had us on public internet because, it's very hard to afford as a single mother afford internet, phone, all this, the other. So it was very important for us to have that, to be able to finish our schoolwork after school and whatnot. And as far as you mentioning the board members, I know there's one board member who lives in the southern part of Will County who wasn't really able to access the board meetings because her internet isn't the best. So it's important for everyone to make sure that we have internet access.
It is. I agree with you, though. Those Will County board members do work very hard because not only with all the duties and stuff they have to read for their board meetings, but there's a lot of committees that they're on and they have to prepare for or chair, get ready. So it's a big job. So I'm glad to see that you realize that. And it's nice that you're going into that with open eyes. And I think with you juggling being a young mom with 3 children, going to school now, that you'll be able to fit right in once you're elected and juggle your home life with your Will County board duties.
Yes, I'll literally just be switching out one job for the next. And it's really nice because I feel right now I'm very organized, and I live and breathe by my planner. It goes by 30-minute increments. So I am just planned down to the T. So as far as the Will County board meetings, the committee meetings, they're already all in my planner, so I don't miss a beat, and I'm ready to make sure that I'm getting up to speed, that I'm taking all of this into consideration and taking this seriously, because this is a serious role. A lot of people don't pay attention to local politics, but it's very important because this is where we get a lot of our resources. The county board is a conduit between our resources for the people, from getting it from the state, from federal levels, and so it's really important. Again, like you said, for the internet, we can get that from the ARPA funds, and so a lot of people don't know that, but it's important for us to tap into that and make sure that we're getting all our resources to the people and allocating that appropriately.
That's right. Now, Destinee, why don't you tell us what county board district you're running for?
I'm running in District 9. I usually forget to mention that because I'm so...
No, that's okay. I know it's been confusing because they've been realigned, so the numbers, I think, for everybody have changed.
Yes.
So you're going to be running in the new District 9.
In the new 9, yes. So,
and what does 9 encompass?
So it's mostly all of Romeoville, parts of Bolingbrook, west of Kings, and then a little bit of Lockport unincorporated and a little bit of Naperville, and a very small part of Homer.
Okay.
So.
All right, everybody, you got that? Destinee Ortiz, she should be the #1 selection on your ballot this primary, which is June 28th. I hope you enjoyed the interview and learned as much about Destinee as I did. She is a fabulous candidate. She'll be great to work for everybody in Will County Board District 9. Please vote for her in the primary on June 28th. We'll see you next time, Bolingbrook.